Are BlackRock funds and ETFs good investments? That's going to be the topic of today's video. Now, BlackRock is the biggest asset manager in the world. Vanguard is the second largest asset manager in the world. Now, a lot of people ask, well, what about BlackRock funds or ETFs or target retirement funds? And here is the reality. If you compare BlackRock ETFs to iShares ETFs and Vanguard ETFs, they'll give you almost an identical performance long term. Now, over a 10-year period, there'll be a slight difference, but over a 50-year period, it'll be relatively similar. So if you're looking at a BlackRock fund or ETF, which is tracking the S&P 500, and you compare it to a Vanguard one or iShares one, it's going to give you almost the same return. And likewise, when you compare Vanguard target retirement funds to BlackRock funds, again, they're very, very similar. The only discrepancy comes when it comes to the managed funds, because of course, if you've got a BlackRock managed fund compared to a Vanguard managed fund, then that depends on the skill of the asset manager. But when it comes to the passive funds, which includes the retirement funds, the index funds, and the ETFs, the returns will be almost identical. So a lot of people overanalyze this. The difference between, say, Vanguard, iShares, and some of the other ETF providers is negligible. So I wouldn't get overly kind of analytical about this. A lot of people make that mistake of saying, oh, well, which ETF should I buy? In reality, it doesn't actually really matter. If they've all got a similar fee and it's all kind of targeted at the same index or series of indexes, the returns will be almost identical long term. How can I help you? In two ways. First of all, are you an expat, a high net wealth individual, or just somebody who lives in a part of the world where it's difficult to get access to quality investment solutions? In which case, go onto my website on adamfayed.com and find out more. If you don't fit into any of those categories, then in which case there's a range of free material on my website, on this YouTube channel, and indeed on my Quora, where I get over 200 or have received over 231 million views in the last few years. And finally, if you want to actually read my thoughts in more detail, go onto Amazon and find my book on there.